Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle something that's honestly a game changer for anyone speaking English: how to make a truly great first impression. You know that feeling, right? That little knot in your stomach when you have to meet someone new, especially in another language. Well, if you've ever felt that, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're going to give you the tools to swap that nervousness for some real confidence. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. I like to think of it as a three-step handshake. First, we'll talk about why first impressions are so incredibly important. Then, we'll walk through the greeting, the introduction, and how to keep a conversation going. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into a neat little global toolkit you can use anytime. So, why do we care so much about this? Well, think about it. People form an opinion about you in just the first few seconds. And mastering the skill isn't just for big job interviews. It makes every conversation you have every single day just better. It really does build a foundation for everything that follows. And crazy as it sounds, that whole big first impression, it all kicks off with just a single word. The very first thing you say really sets the tone for the entire chat. All right, so let's dive into step one, the greeting. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The greeting, that's basic. But trust me, there's a little more to it than just saying hello. It's about picking the right word and, more importantly, saying it with the right energy. Okay, so here are your go-tos, the ones that'll never let you down. Hello is your classic. It's safe in pretty much any situation. Hi is a little more casual, a bit more friendly. And then, of course, you've got your greetings based on the time of day. You just can't go wrong with these. But here's the thing you've got to remember. Your words aren't only half the story. What you do when you say hello, your smile, your posture, your eye contact, is just as powerful. And this is where knowing a little bit about the world really, really pays off. And this is what I think is so cool. Look at how different a simple hello can be. In the US or the UK, a good, firm handshake is the standard. But pop over to Malaysia, and that handshake might come with a slight bow. Then in Japan, bowing is the main event. Just being aware of these little differences can make a huge impact. Okay, you've said hello, so now what? Well, that brings us right to step two, the introduction. And I've got a super simple formula for you that seriously works every single time. Okay, here it is. It's a simple three-parter. Step one, say your name. Step two, share where you're from. And step three, say it's nice to meet them. Easy, right? Name, origin, pleasure. You can't mess that up. So let's see how this actually plays out. Imagine Alex walking up to someone. He kicks things off using part one of our formula. It's simple, it's clear, and it sounds confident. And here comes the response. Maria replies with her name, and she echoes that nice to meet you sentiment right back. See that? It's like a little conversational dance. Smooth and easy. That's the perfect rhythm you're looking for. Okay, here's another pro tip for you. In some cultures, it's totally normal to mention what you do for a living right away. But in other places, it's better to keep things a bit more general at first. So if you're ever in doubt, just start simple. All right, you've nailed the greeting, you've nailed the intro. Now for the final and maybe most important step, keeping that great energy going with something we call small talk. This is where you actually start to build that connection. So what even is small talk? It's nothing complicated. It's just that polite, casual chat about easy topics you have right after you meet someone. It's the bridge that gets you from, "Hi, I'm Alex," to a real, actual conversation. And the best part? You don't have to be some kind of conversational wizard to get it started. These three questions right here, they're like your secret weapon. How are you? Is a classic. Where are you from? Is a perfect follow-up. And what do you do? Is a super common way to learn a little more. But, and this is a big but, just like with greetings, the style of small talk can be totally different depending on where you are. In the USA, for example, it's usually really casual and might get personal pretty fast. In Japan, though, it's often a bit more formal, a bit more indirect. Just knowing that little difference is huge. So let's jump back to our new friends, Alex and Maria. Alex can keep things rolling really easily by just using one of our starter questions. See how smooth that is? He connects it right back to the introduction. It doesn't feel forced at all. It just flows. And just like that, you've got the three essential steps to making a fantastic first impression. So let's do a quick recap and pack all these skills into your brand new global toolkit. All right, here it is, your first impression checklist. Start with a simple, warm greeting. Use that three-step intro. Name, origin, nice to meet you. Always be mindful of local customs and ask those simple questions to get the ball rolling. But really, the most crucial thing on this whole list, practice. Seriously, practice is what turns knowing this stuff into owning this stuff. Okay, so as we wrap up, I've got one last question for you to chew on. Thinking about everything we just covered, what is the one specific thing you're going to do differently the next time you introduce yourself in English? Give it some thought, because that's where the magic really happens.